take that knock. Alright. So, taking, we'll go 16 or 17. Guys, today I'm trying out the new hooks from ZMan. To try to alleviate some concerns I had about them. This is the second fish I've caught on this rig, and I'll show you the hook here in a second. I mean, this fish is hooked. He ain't going nowhere. But we'll get him unhooked there. A decent little fish. He's about 16 or 17 maybe. But these hooks at ZMan, it's called the ZWGs, and what they have is they have a, let me get this worm out of the way. As you can see, they have a keeper at the head of it. It's a plastic keeper with a little shank on it right there, and you pull your worm up around that and it holds the worm. And they also have a small, I guess that might be silicone, keeper to keep your worm from sliding down the throat of the hook. When you're like pulling it through grass and stuff, that can be a big problem because it causes you to hook grass and stuff like that. What I was worried about initially was, would this get in the way of a hook set when I set the hook on a fish? And what I'm finding out is that when I pin this worm, I'll show you. When I pinned the worm here, what I was worried about was, would it affect my hook set because of this plastic piece being here? It doesn't. And what I've come to find out is the space between the barb and the head of the hook is where you set the hook anyway. So when I set the hook on the fish, what I found is if this even stays where it's at, it tends to pin the worm to the top of the mouth of the bass or to the side wherever you hook him, and it actually makes the hook wiggle less when you're fighting the fish. If it does happen to slide down here, of course you still got the whole throat. Now, one thing I will tell you is I recommend that you match the hook with the bait you're using. Now I'm using this is a Mag Fatty by ZMan, and it's a bigger profile bait. So I really want, with the CWG, I want more space in here, you know, between the throat for hook setting. If I put too small of a hook in it, my bait is too thick, then I don't get that same amount of play in the worm for a good hook, solid hook set. So I'm using a 5/0 with this bait because it's, like I say, it's a little bit thicker. If you're using like the turbo, or not the turbo, but the bang sticks, you could probably go with a 4/0, and of course on down you can use a 3/0, you know, with the regular fatties. But match that hook with the size of bait that you're using. Like I say, this is a 5/0 because I'm using a pretty thick profiled worm. So yeah, you know, that's the only thing that I could tell you that, you know, so far, and I haven't really set the hook real hard on anything. I'm just doing a normal hook set because I wanted to make sure that there wasn't going to be a problem with the hook sets. So this doesn't seem to be a problem. I've had the plastic piece down on a hook set down here, and I had it shoved up tight right here, and it doesn't seem to make a difference. So that pretty much answered my question about this bait, and the hooks are very sharp, so I think it's going to be a keeper. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave them in the comments below and I'll get back with you. But yeah, so far so good on the ZWG ZMan worm hooks. I think they're going to be a keeper.